Imagine this. December 5, 1945. 5 U.S. Navy Avenger torpedo bombers, known as Flight 19, take off from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, for a routine training mission. The weather's clear, the pilots experienced, but somewhere over the vast, unforgiving Atlantic, something goes terribly wrong. Radio transmissions become garbled, disoriented. The flight leader, Lieutenant Charles Taylor, reports his compasses are malfunctioning. The ocean looks strange, and they can't find land. Then, silence. Not just from Flight 19, but from a rescue plane sent to find them. A mariner flying boat with 13 men on board, which also vanishes without a trace. 2 separate incidents, 27 lives, swallowed by the sea in a single afternoon. No wreckage, no bodies, just an enduring, chilling mystery. This, my friends, is the heart of the Bermuda Triangle, a mythical section of the Atlantic Ocean, roughly bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. For decades, this seemingly ordinary stretch of water has been shrouded in an aura of inexplicable disappearances. Ships found adrift with no crew, planes vanishing mid-flight, leaving behind no trace. It's a place where the laws of physics seem to bend, where logic takes a vacation, and where the line between reality and legend blurs. Today, we're going to embark on an epic journey. We're going to peel back the layers of myth and sensationalism to explore the entire history of the Bermuda Triangle. From the earliest whispers of strange occurrences to the most famous, baffling incidents that cemented its legendary status. We'll delve into the wild theories, from alien abductions and time warps to the lost city of Atlantis. And then, we'll ground ourselves in the scientific explanations that attempt to unravel this enduring enigma. Our goal is not just to tell a story, but to understand why this particular patch of ocean has captivated our imaginations for so long, and what, if anything, truly makes it mysterious. While the term Bermuda Triangle is relatively modern, the area itself has been a route for maritime travel for centuries. And even in the age of sail, whispers of strange phenomena in these waters began to emerge. Take, for instance, the logs of Christopher Columbus. On his very first voyage to the New World in 1492, he reportedly observed a great flame of fire crashing into the sea, and later, a strange light in the distance. He also noted that his compass behaved erratically in the region. Now, whether these were truly supernatural events or simply natural phenomena misinterpreted by a weary crew in an unfamiliar world, they certainly add to the historical mystique of the area. But the true birth of the Bermuda Triangle as a household name came much later, in the mid-20th century. Before that, it was known by various ominous monikers like the Devil's Triangle or the Hoodoo Sea. It wasn't until February 1964 that writer Vincent, in an article for Argosy magazine titled The Deadly Bermuda Triangle, officially coined the term that would forever embed itself in our collective consciousness. Gaddis compiled a list of mysterious disappearances in the region, presenting them as evidence of an unexplained force at play. The legend truly exploded into popular culture with the publication of Charles Berlitz's best-selling book, The Bermuda Triangle, in 1974. Berlitz, a linguist with a penchant for the paranormal, sensationalized many of the incidents, presenting them as undeniable proof of an otherworldly mystery. His book became a global phenomenon, selling millions of copies and solidifying the Bermuda Triangle's place as one of the world's most enduring and terrifying enigmas. It was a perfect storm of intriguing incidents, compelling storytelling, and a public hungry for mysteries beyond the mundane. And with that, the stage was set for decades of speculation, fear, and fascination. But what were these incidents that fueled such a powerful legend? Let's dive into some of the most famous cases that truly put the Bermuda Triangle on the map. Our journey into the heart of the Bermuda Triangle's legend begins with one of the most significant and tragic disappearances in U.S. naval history, not directly related to combat. The USS Cyclops. This massive collier, a ship designed to carry coal and other bulk cargo, was over 500 feet long and weighed nearly 20,000 tons. In March 1918, during World War I, the Cyclops was en route from Brazil to Baltimore, carrying a full load of manganese ore and 306 crew members and passengers. It made an unscheduled stop in Barbados, and then, on March 4th, it departed for its final destination. It was never seen or heard from again. The disappearance of the USS Cyclops was baffling. No distress signal was sent. No wreckage was ever found, despite extensive searches. It was as if the colossal ship, and everyone on board, had simply vanished into thin air. The U.S. Navy launched a massive investigation, but came up empty. Theories ranged from a German U-boat attack, though no evidence supported this, to structural failure due to its heavy cargo. Some even suggested a mutiny, but the sheer scale of the vessel and the complete lack of any trace made it a prime candidate for the burgeoning Bermuda Triangle legend. President Woodrow Wilson himself stated, "Only God and the sea know what happened to the great ship." And for many, the mystery of the Cyclops remains a haunting testament to the Triangle's power. But if the USS Cyclops laid the groundwork, it was the disappearance of Flight 19 that truly ignited the Bermuda Triangle phenomenon. This incident, occurring on December 5, 1945, is arguably the most famous and pivotal event in the Triangle's lore. 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers, a squadron known as Flight 19, took off from Naval Air Station Fort Lauderdale for a routine navigation exercise. Their mission, a 3-hour flight east over the Atlantic, then north, and finally, back to base. Around 90 minutes into the flight, something went wrong. Taylor reported that his compasses were malfunctioning, and he was disoriented. He believed they were over the Florida Keys, but his instruments indicated otherwise. Radio communications became increasingly confused and desperate. Other pilots in the squadron reported their compasses were also failing. They were flying blind, lost over an increasingly turbulent sea. Ground control tried desperately to guide them, but Taylor's transmissions grew more erratic. He spoke of strange visual phenomena, of the ocean looking all wrong. As dusk approached, their fuel began to run critically low. Then, the most chilling development, a Mariner, flying boat, a large search and rescue aircraft, was dispatched to find Flight 19. Just 20 minutes after takeoff, the Mariner also reported strange conditions, and then, it too vanished. The official Navy report concluded that Flight 19 likely ran out of fuel and ditched at sea, and the Mariner probably exploded due to a known design flaw with its fuel tanks. But the lack of wreckage, the simultaneous disappearance of 2 separate flights, and the bizarre radio transmissions fueled the public's imagination, cementing Flight 19 as the quintessential Bermuda Triangle mystery. The skies over the Bermuda Triangle continued to claim victims in the years following Flight 19. 2 British South American Airways passenger planes, the Star Tiger and the Star Ariel, added further fuel to the fire. The Star Tiger, a tutor for aircraft, disappeared on January 30, 1948. With 31 passengers and crew while en route from Santa Maria in the Azores to Bermuda, despite extensive searches, no trace of the aircraft or its occupants was ever found. The official investigation concluded that there was insufficient evidence to determine the cause of the disappearance. Just over a year later, on January 17, 1949, the Star Ariel, a sister ship to the Star Tiger, vanished on a flight from Bermuda to Kingston, Jamaica, with 20 people on board. Again, no distress call, no wreckage, no explanation. The similarities between the 2 incidents were uncanny and deeply unsettling. Both were state-of-the-art aircraft. Both disappeared without a trace in the same general area, and both left behind only questions. These twin tragedies further solidified the Bermuda Triangle's reputation as a place where the normal rules of travel simply didn't apply, where advanced technology was no match for an unseen force. These are just a few of the most famous cases, but they represent a pattern that has fascinated and terrified people for generations. But what could possibly explain such a string of bizarre occurrences? This is where the theories begin to diverge, from the plausible to the truly paranormal. With such a compelling string of disappearances, it's no surprise that people have sought explanations, both rational and fantastical. Let's start with some of the more plausible, scientifically grounded theories. One of the most compelling natural explanations involves methane gas hydrates. Deep beneath the ocean floor in this region, vast deposits of frozen methane gas are trapped. Scientists theorize that seismic activity or changes in ocean temperature could cause these hydrates to destabilize and release massive bubbles of methane gas. When these bubbles rise to the surface, they would drastically reduce the density of the water, causing ships to lose buoyancy and sink almost instantly without leaving a trace. Imagine a ship suddenly sailing into a patch of water that's more like aerated foam than liquid. It would simply drop like a stone. Another powerful natural phenomenon often cited are rogue waves. These aren't your typical storm waves. Rogue waves are massive, unpredictable walls of water that can reach extreme heights, sometimes appearing out of nowhere even in relatively calm seas. The unique currents and weather patterns in the Bermuda Triangle region could potentially contribute to the formation of such monstrous waves, capable of capsizing even the largest vessels in an instant, leaving no time for distress, calls, or recovery. And of course, we cannot overlook the sheer power of hurricanes and extreme weather. The Bermuda Triangle lies in a part of the Atlantic that is highly susceptible to severe tropical storms and hurricanes. These weather systems can generate winds of over 150 miles per hour, torrential rain, and colossal waves. Any vessel or aircraft caught in such conditions, especially unexpectedly, would face immense challenges. And disappearances under these circumstances, while tragic, are not inherently mysterious. A more subtle, but equally impactful, natural factor is the region's unique magnetic properties. The Bermuda Triangle is one of the few places on Earth where the agonic line passes through it. This is the imaginary line where true north and magnetic north perfectly align. In most places, there's a slight difference, known as magnetic declination, which navigators account for. However, in an area where this line shifts, or where local magnetic anomalies exist. Compasses can behave erratically, leading to disorientation and navigational errors, especially for older equipment or inexperienced pilots and sailors. Beyond natural phenomena, we must also consider the most common culprit in any accident: human error. Even the most experienced pilots and captains can make mistakes, especially under stressful conditions or with malfunctioning equipment. Misreading instruments, poor judgment, or simply getting lost can lead to catastrophic outcomes. In many of the famous Bermuda Triangle cases, investigations have pointed to potential human factors, even if definitive proof remains elusive. But for many, these rational explanations simply aren't enough. The allure of the Bermuda Triangle lies in its paranormal possibilities. Perhaps the most popular and enduring theory is that of alien abduction. Proponents suggest that extraterrestrial beings use this region as a hunting ground, or perhaps a portal, to collect human specimens or advanced technology. The sudden, traceless disappearances certainly lend themselves to this idea, offering a convenient explanation for the lack of wreckage or survivors. Closely related are theories of time warps or interdimensional portals. Some believe that the Bermuda Triangle is a gateway to another dimension, or a place where temporal anomalies cause ships and planes to be transported to different times or realities. The idea of vessels simply disappearing from our dimension, only to reappear in another, is a captivating thought, offering a truly mysterious explanation for their vanishing acts. And then there's the enduring myth of the lost city of Atlantis. According to this theory, the advanced technology of the sunken city, perhaps its energy crystals or machinery, is still active on the ocean floor, creating electromagnetic disturbances or energy fields that cause the disappearances. This theory often ties into the idea of a highly advanced ancient civilization whose remnants continue to exert a mysterious influence on the region. While these theories are certainly captivating and fuel countless books, documentaries, and discussions, what does science have to say about them? Can the mystery truly be debunked? Let's explore the other side of the coin. For all the captivating stories and wild theories, the scientific community largely agrees on one thing: the Bermuda Triangle is not a place where mysterious disappearances occur with any greater frequency than in other equally busy and challenging parts of the world's oceans. This might come as a surprise, given the pervasive nature of the legend, but let's look at the facts. Organizations like the U.S. Coast Guard and Lloyd's of London, a major insurance market, have repeatedly stated that their records do not indicate an unusually high number of disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle. The area is a heavily trafficked region, a major shipping lane for vessels traveling between the Americas, Europe, and the Caribbean. It's also a popular route for private and commercial aircraft. When you consider the sheer volume of traffic passing through this region daily, the number of incidents, while tragic, is statistically proportionate to other high-traffic areas around the globe. It's like saying a busy highway has more accidents than a quiet country road. It's a matter of volume, not inherent danger. Many of the sensational claims surrounding the Bermuda Triangle have also been thoroughly debunked. For instance, the idea that compasses don't work there is often exaggerated, while the agonic line does pass through the region, causing a slight variation between true and magnetic north. This is a well-understood phenomenon that experienced navigators account for. Modern navigation systems are largely unaffected. The notion of compasses spinning wildly out of control is largely a product of dramatic storytelling, not scientific reality. Let's revisit some of the most famous cases and apply a more critical lens. Flight 19, for example, while tragic, has several plausible explanations. Lieutenant Taylor, the flight leader, was indeed an experienced pilot, but he was unfamiliar with the specific area. His compasses may have malfunctioned, but it's also possible he simply became disoriented. A common occurrence over featureless open water, especially as dusk approached. The Navy's official report suggested that the squadron likely ran out of fuel and ditched at sea. The rescue plane, the Mariner, had a known design flaw. Its fuel tanks were prone to exploding due to vapor buildup. It's a grim coincidence, but a scientifically sound explanation for its sudden disappearance. The USS Cyclops' disappearance, while still lacking a definitive answer, also has strong non-supernatural theories. The ship was heavily laden with manganese, or a dense cargo that, if improperly loaded or shifted in rough seas, could have compromised the ship's stability. There were also reports of engine trouble before its final voyage. A sudden, severe storm, combined with potential structural weaknesses or cargo shifting, could have led to a rapid sinking, leaving no time for distress signals and making wreckage recovery nearly impossible in the vast ocean. The Star Tiger and Star Ariel disappearances, while chillingly similar, also fall within the realm of known aviation hazards. Both were Tudor for aircraft, which had a history of mechanical issues and were known to be susceptible to icing in certain conditions. The weather in the Atlantic can be notoriously unpredictable, with sudden, violent storms and strong winds. A combination of mechanical failure, severe weather, and perhaps human error in navigating such conditions could easily explain their tragic fates. The lack of wreckage is not uncommon in open ocean air disasters, especially before the advent of modern black box technology and advanced search capabilities. Ultimately, the scientific consensus points to a combination of natural environmental factors and human factors. The Bermuda Triangle is a region with deep trenches, unpredictable weather patterns, strong currents, and a high volume of air and sea traffic. When you combine these factors with the inherent dangers of maritime and air travel, accidents are bound to happen. The allure of the supernatural often fills the void left by unanswered questions. But in many cases, the answers lie in the powerful, sometimes unforgiving, forces of nature and the complexities of human endeavor. The true mystery isn't why things disappear in the Bermuda Triangle, but why the myth continues to thrive despite the evidence. And that, perhaps, is a testament to our enduring fascination with the unknown. So, what have we learned about the Bermuda Triangle? We've journeyed through centuries of maritime history. From Christopher Columbus's early observations to the dramatic disappearances of the USS Cyclops and Flight 9, we've explored the myriad theories, from the scientifically plausible explanations like methane gas and rogue waves, to the more fantastical notions of alien abductions and time warps. And we've seen how, despite the captivating allure of the unknown, scientific evidence consistently points to natural phenomena and human factors as the most likely explanations for the incidents within its boundaries. The Bermuda Triangle, in essence, is a powerful testament to the human imagination. It's a place where the inherent dangers of the sea, combined with the human tendency to seek patterns and meaning in unexplained events, have converged to create one of the most enduring myths of our time. It's a reminder that the ocean, vast and unpredictable, can be a formidable adversary, and that even with all our technological advancements, we are still at the mercy of nature's raw power. Yet, the legend persists. Why? Perhaps it's because we are drawn to mysteries, to stories that challenge our understanding of the world. The Bermuda Triangle offers a compelling narrative, a canvas onto which we can project our deepest fears and our wildest curiosities. It's a story that reminds us that even in an increasingly mapped and understood world, there are still corners that hold a powerful, almost primal, sense of the unknown. We hope this journey through the entire history of the Bermuda Triangle has been as fascinating for you as it was for us. If you enjoyed unraveling this mystery with us, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into history and unexplained phenomena, and share it with your friends. And we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on the Bermuda Triangle? Do you believe in the supernatural theories, or do you lean towards the scientific explanations? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep an open mind. Thank you for watching.